Hi, my name is Natalie Cotton. I'm in section 022, seat 48. And I'm going to be showing you the difference between the lytic and the lysogenic cycle. So what I have made here is a phage made of tin foil, a toothpick, and yellow yarn. The yellow yarn is actually the phage DNA. And it will look like this without the actual phage. Okay. This yarn right here is the cell structure or the cell wall. This purple yarn is the bacterial chromosome, which is within the cell. First, you have your cell like this. And then here comes along a phage with some phage DNA within. It comes to the cell and injects its DNA into the cell. And this would be the starting point. So certain factors determine what happens next. The difference between lysogenic is it produces a daughter cell that is a replication of it, but it does not destroy the cell. When the lytic cycle actually lyses the cell and releases the phages at the end, which completely destroys the host. You can see that I wrote lysogenic. And what ends up happening, once the phage releases its yellow DNA within the cell, there's the bacterial chromosome, and here's the cell. And here, right here, it's hard to see, is the DNA from the phage, bacterial chromosome, and this DNA phage combines into this. They integrate into bacterial chromosome, becoming prophage. And that's what it looks like within the cell. Then what happens is it starts to replicate. It reproduces and copies the prophage and transmits it to daughter cells. So that's what that looks like. And then they split here and become two cells that look like this. Just like that. The lytic starts in the same way with the bacterial chromosome within the cell and the phage DNA. What happens is certain factors determine whether it becomes the lytic cycle. The new phage DNA and proteins are synthesized and assemble into phages. So these two become more phages. So within the cell, these that I showed you earlier, the phage with the phage DNA are created within the cell. And unfortunately, what happens next is the cell lyses. Which releases the phages. So this completely destroys the host. And most times, the lysogenic cycle continues to the lytic cycle. Other differences that have not been talked about, there are prophages in the lysogenic cycle, while in the lytic cycle, it is a virulent virus, which means it goes pretty quickly. And that can happen between 20 to 30 minutes at 37 degrees Celsius. And those are the differences between the lysogenic and the lytic cycle.